I was wondering who was going to bring it up, and Alicent was definitely the first one to do so. It's like, fam, you're married to a light skinned, mixed, grown ass man, and your kids are coming out lily white, blonde hair, blue eyes, all that. So of course, it seems like everyone was thinking it, but Alicent is the only one who's saying it. So, was saying what everyone was thinking. She's sleeping with somebody else. These are not Sir Lenore's kids. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. I'm yours truly, Ryan. And as you can see, it would do me a huge favor if you hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that bell so you can get notified of any other videos coming through. And damn it, man, I think this show might as well just be called The Real Housewives of Westeros, because I really feel like it's kind of like, like a standoff between Rhaenyra and Alicent. Of course, you got other sides, other stories and stuff like that mixed in. But ultimately, it's really coming down to Alicent versus Rhaenyra. Also another thing, if you're not familiar with this channel, I may not go in chronological order as a show. May jump around from different storylines that caught my eye. So here we go. Of course, we definitely have to address, we have yet another time jump. Rhaenyra is much older. She's given birth to a third son, whose name is Joffrey. And of course, I was just like, oh snap, please don't name that boy Joffrey. We all know what the last Joffrey was doing from Game of Thrones. So I was kind of triggered by that, thrown off, like, oh snap, Joffrey? But then I remembered this is not going to be that same Joffrey. But just the name Joffrey sounds like he might be a problem when he gets older. And speaking of kids who are kind of a problem, definitely Aegon. Aegon was all sweet and innocent as all babies are, but it's kind of a jerk. Kind of a disappointment. Clear example, we see he's bullying his younger brother, Aemond. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Because he doesn't have a dragon. He's bullying his younger brother, blaming it on Rhaenyra's kids. He's masturbating wide open in a window, which I swear that is just nasty, tasteless. Like, I don't even want to imagine if you're just some innocent bystander walking by the castle and you get hit with that. I gotta find whoever did that and we gotta fight. Royalty or not, some things landed on my face and it's not raining outside. It's definitely not a loogie. You get my point. But, we definitely see that some other type of feelings are drawn up. The main thing that jumped up, which I feel like Alicent opened up a can of worms and now she's going to have a problem on her hands. Definitely Lord Larys reminds me a lot of, I know, please don't kill me. I'm not the biggest know-it-all when it comes to this, but it Lord Larys clearly reminds me of the guy from Game of Thrones who looks like Bob Kelly. His name escapes right now. I'll put it in the credits. And some of these comments are coming off the fly instead of me taking notes. So anyway, Alicent has a problem on her hands. We definitely see that. I think this guy, has the potential to be more ruthless than Prince Daemon. I mean, this guy literally, recruited a bunch of, prisoners who was forgotten about, just the lowest of the lows, cut their tongue off, and has them doing his dirty bids. Lionel, who's the right hand of Viserys, Lionel, and wants to take Sir Harwin back to Harrenhal so he can do his duties. Of course, I will go into that later, why he's going to Harrenhal in the first place. And wouldn't you know it, Lord Larys has those low-life henchmen who society has forgotten about, got their tongues cut off so they can't snitch. Very smart. And they burned down Harrenhal, therefore killing Lionel, who was the hand of the king, and Sir Harwin, which clearly was the father of Rhaenyra's 3 children. And so, just to backtrack a little bit, that's definitely another thing. I was wondering who was going to bring it up, and Alicent was definitely the first one to do so. It's like, fam, you're married to a light-skinned, mixed, grown-ass man, and your kids are coming out lily white, blonde hair, blue eyes, all that. So of course, it seems like everyone was thinking it, but Alicent is the only one who's saying it. Was saying what everyone was thinking. She's sleeping with somebody else. These are not Sir Lenore's kids. You can see it, clear as day. But of course, Sir Lenore doesn't mind because he's doing his own thing. They definitely agreed to an open marriage in secret, but damn it, man, this is just blatant. I guess out of character for a royal couple or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, that's crazy. That's definitely Jerry Springerish. Just for the couple to carry on like everything's all fine and dandy when clearly these are somebody else's kids. And I did like the part about definitely the little standoff. We got a little standoff between Harwin and Sir Criston Cole. Clearly, that's not going to go anywhere because Harwin is dead. But that standoff definitely, pretty much all but made Sir Harwin guilty of having these kids. Criston Cole was doing these little, somewhat cruel, harsh, trainings and tests to Rhaenyra's first 2 born, oldest and the middle kid. And of course, Sir Harwin his emotion just got too involved. Had to whoop Criston Cole's ass. But so, yeah, that all but tells, okay, you're getting that because these are your kids. Which is why Lionel wanted to resign and all that. Yeah, man, this was just one big cluster, what. And once again, I think this was just a big old standoff between Alicent and Rhaenyra. We definitely see they all have a meeting about how the Stepstones is coming back into play. And right before the meeting ends, we definitely have Rhaenyra making a whole peace offering about offering up, her firstborn and getting married to one of Alicent's daughter. And and also wanted to offer an egg to Aemond, who doesn't have one yet. And, of course, Alicent saw right through it. So once again, just pure Real Housewives vibes. She saw right through the fake shit. She doesn't want to take the deal. She wanted to play nice in public by saying, I'll think about it and get back to you. Clearly, she don't want to do that. And she even said to her husband, people get nicer when their back is against the wall. And it's to the point to where we see where Rhaenyra, Sir Lenore, and the kids all decide to move and go to Dragonstone instead. So it's almost like the telltale heart. She's doing all these things just to kind of retreat from these, I guess you can't call them rumors, but just retreat from, people, speculating on what's really going on behind closed doors with this married couple. And just imagine if you just took that in today's standards. You got this interracial couple, mixed, mixed man or woman with this, white spouse, and your kids is coming out white. And speaking of that, maybe it's some ignorance on my part, but I'm assuming something else is going on, or something else was going on between, Daemon and Leanne as well, because her daughters, came out. They didn't come out looking, mixed or of a lighter melanin. They came out, pretty brown skin. So, but I wonder why they didn't really cover that. Maybe that, comes into question later on in the series. Maybe it was covered in the book, and that's something that the show just felt like they just didn't need to cover. But it definitely felt like that as well when it came to Daemon and Leanne. Unfortunately, it looks like, Daemon is 0 for 2 when it comes to these wives. I mean, clearly he killed his first wife, but second wife, died, I guess you could say, essentially from childbirth. Child was stuck in her, cutting her open would have killed the baby and Leanne. So, she wants to go out on her own terms, and she yells out Dracarys to her own dragon so she can get burnt up. I thought that was sad, but great effects. So yeah, man. I have no idea. I'm sure if I decide to read the books, but at this point, I'd rather just wait one more week and see what's going on. But I have no idea what else to expect from Lord Larys. Definitely off the chain. That's really saying something when you're, more than willing to burn your own father and brother. And that's the thing. Maybe I missed a step or something like that. Like, was he kind of considered like the black sheep of the family or something? Like, I wasn't truly 100% understanding his motives of wanting to really follow through with that. So yeah. And clearly, Sir Lenore is, fine and dandy, still living his double life in terms of, being secretly gay, back in that time period. But hey, man, I'm liking the series. I'm thinking this is, I can't wait to see what happens next. I thought it was very creative just to see these multiple, time jumps throughout the series. I don't think there would be more. Not that many episodes left. But yeah, I'm definitely digging it. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Do you think Larys is just as crazy or even more crazy than Prince Daemon? I'm gonna raise my hand and say yes. I think Larys is crazier than Daemon, and I thought Daemon was a problem. Larys definitely is a problem. Reminds me of the Bob Kelly guy. This guy's gonna be an issue, and unfortunately, I think Alicent may find out the hard way. So, love it or hate it, folks. These are just my opinions. Peace.